Hey there, Cubers. My name is Plus2, and welcome back to the episode on the EnderEye server. This is episode 9, and today we're starting off by digging a super massive hole on our base. So at the end of the last episode, we were talking about doing a massive storage sorting system for this episode, and that's what we are going to be working on today. So I've got this area dug out here. Now, when I was talking about that storage system, I said there was going to be a few different things I was going to do that are going to be a little bit different than the way people usually do these types of storage systems. And one of the results of those differences is that I need a lot of room, both vertically and horizontally. What I'm envisioning here is I have this area dug out here. This area is going to turn into, I guess what would be called like a mine shaft, basically. So again, the theme we're going for here is sort of a dwarven mine with a steampunk style to it. I don't really have anything steampunky going on just yet, but we'll get there at some point. So in our dwarven mine, they would obviously dig pretty deep for their resources. So this is going to be kind of the start of that. So this is our massive mine shaft. And I'm thinking of having like a wooden railing going around the outside here that they would use to get down to the bottom of their mine and, you know, get down and back up. So I think this area is going to be big enough here. I hope it's going to be big enough. I'm afraid it might not actually even be big enough for what I envision here. But this is what we're going to start with. So I'm going to take this section here. This is an 18 by 18 section, excluding this little entry walkway here, which now that I think about it, actually, I don't want to dig this further down. It's just the 18 by 18 area. So I'm glad I thought about that. So we're going to take this 18 by 18 area and we're just going to dig this straight down to almost bedrock. I'm thinking around like the 10 to 15 layer. Off from that, then we'll break off and we'll do our storage system with the various different components that it's going to have. I hope everything ends up working out okay. I'm not entirely sure how this is going to turn out, but this is what I'm thinking of for right now. So this is what we're going to do, and we'll see. I have no idea how long this is going to take. This is going to be a massive hole in the ground. It's wow. Okay. So I'm going to actually cut away right now to a clip of me talking about some of those things that I'm doing differently with the storage system. And when you guys come back, hopefully I'll have a massive mine shaft right here that goes all the way down to like level 10. That's 35 layers from where we're at right now. That's a lot. That's a lot. But yeah, I'm going to cut away to that clip, and well, I'll see you guys back here in just a minute. So first things first, I'm back in my testing world, and we're talking about our storage system. So there's a few things that I want out of a storage system. I want there to be an option for bulk storage of resources that I have a lot of, such as stone, dirt, wood, you know, things like that, things that you end up with a lot of. And I also want there to be an option for storage rooms, which would be themed based on the item. So there would be like a wood room that has chests full of things that are wood related. So all the different wood types, you can go in there and you can find chests full of them that you can grab items out of as you need them. I also want there to be an option for some type of an item calling system. So basically what I'm thinking is a big board with buttons on it, right? And you can go to that board and you can click a button related to an item that you want a lot of, right? So this would sort of tie into the bulk storage system. So let's say I want basically a shulker box full of stone, right? I come in here, I hit the button for stone, and it sends me a shulker box full of that item. But there's also a stone room that I can go to if I just want to grab a stack of stone for something. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I have no idea how to do that. This is just kind of where I'm at in the planning process so far. So we will see how this progresses. It's been about 45 minutes or so here, and I've made, I think, some good progress here. I don't know. I'm working off of a few different concepts here. So first of all, this is sort of the main idea that I have for what I want the wall of like bulk request items to look like, right? So something along these lines. This isn't where the limiting stuff comes in here. So this could really be set up more or less however I want that'll work with the base. So, if you want a shulker box of oak logs, you just hit that, and then you get your shulker box of oak logs. Now, one of the things that I want to avoid is massive amounts of delay in the system, right? So I want it to be pretty quick, like hit it and it drops, right? Like I want it to be fairly quick after you hit it that you get the box you're looking for. I don't want to hit and wait, and then okay, there's your box. Now you can go. I want it to be like bam, all right, go. So I can't use hoppers to move the shulkers along, right? Because the further you get away, especially with this number of items, the further you get away, it's going to take significantly longer for the items that are further down the line to get delivered. Water streams, you run into a similar issue. They're faster, but you're still running into a similar issue. I could be wrong on this, but what I think the fastest route to go would be having things stored vertically, like stacked on top of each other, so then the shulker box just gets broken and it just drops. And then, as it goes higher up, it's not really going to take that much longer for it to fall down, I think. And then on top of that, we can also then go sideways a little bit as well. So if we go, if we do, 7 or 8 stacks tall and then 2 or 3 columns of these things, we can get a significant amount of items in without having too much delay in any of the delivery of them. Hopefully. That's the plan that we're going with here. So considering that works, I think we've got a decent system coming through here. So basically the signals get sent out from whatever. I've only got a couple buttons clicked up right now just for whatever, for testing. They get sent through a monostable circuit generating a 2-tick pulse, right? And then that basically breaks this shulker that's associated with it and then replaces it with a new empty shulker. And this system is combined with an item sorting system, which I didn't set this up because it's just a generic item sorting system. There's nothing fancy that needs to go on with that. The items just get sorted into their respective shulkers. And so then the block would be, or the shulker would be replaced with the next shulker available for any new items coming through this system. So let's test this out. So this top one is set to stone bricks. The bottom one is set to spruce planks. So if we hit that, there it goes, right? And it's replaced with a new one, a new empty shulker. Oh, and there's the bottom one. So I think it works pretty good. I'm pretty satisfied with it. It's not too crazy. I mean, it might be a little bit over-engineered, but that's half the fun, right? And these are also supposed to be blocked up as well as blocks right here. Just so it should be effectively, completely lossless. Like there should be no place for one of those shulkers to actually go that won't end up at the bottom there. And I have up here a store of the shulkers that keep getting refilled back into the dispensers that are putting those down. So I think that's awesome. I think that works exactly how I want it to be honest. I'll go through and get some of this built over on the EnderEye server, and hopefully it will make more sense there if it doesn't make sense here. All right, guys, so we've gotten this finished here, and it looks pretty good. I actually wish that it could have been deeper. That level that we're looking at there is level 6. And that's about as low as we can really go. I mean, we can go down to level 5, but then we're going to run into some bedrock showing through. And I wouldn't necessarily dislike that, but I don't want to be stuck with having to have some bedrock in the floor if I don't want to later on. So we're gonna stick at level 6 for that, and I just wish it were a little bit deeper. I mean, I love the way it looks. It looks really cool, but I just wish that it would have been a little bit deeper. I think it could have looked even a little bit cooler here. But what we're going to do now is start working on this walkway down. Oak is definitely the wood that I want to go with for this project. I know it's not really the most popular or well-liked wood to use. I know a lot of people use spruce and acacia and jungle wood and things like that. But I think for this specific project, I think the color of oak is going to look the best. And I want the wood color of this to really stand out here. And this is something I was kind of afraid of. I'm almost feeling like this is sticking out too far. I'm thinking something like that. Oh, the only problem that I'm going to run into there is fences won't be able to go on top of that. So maybe we won't have the fence. I don't know. I'm on the fence about it. It's yet, I don't want it to look too uniform. I kind of want it to not look like a perfect bridge. I don't want it to look like it's falling apart necessarily, but I want there to be some inconsistencies. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Yeah, and then having this thing spiraling all the way down, I think that could look really cool. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and continue working on this, and we'll see what we end up with here. All right, guys, so we made some progress on the build area down here. Let's take a look. Whoop. So we did run into some issues. This whole area that's been cleared out here, as you can see, there's a lot of oddly shaped areas that I've cleared out here for seemingly no reason. There was a reason. It was completely filled with lava. All of this this whole area was completely filled with lava, and it took me a long time to get it all completely cleared out. So we're going to go ahead and next actually get started on the storage system here, and we do have a lot of room now to work on building this. So I'm going to figure out kind of how I want things laid out here, and we will get to work on actually installing this awesome storage system. All right, so I think I got this laid out a little bit here. So I'm not really sure about any of all of this. I don't know if that's common. I never seem to know what I'm doing, or like how things are gonna end up looking. But I'm going with this for the height here, this for a length there. I think this is a decent length. And then I want to have this be sort of the button room, where we'll have the buttons we can click to select whatever different items. So we'll have like stone in there or something. And if I want a stone shulker box or a bulk amount of stone, I hit that, and I get a shulker, and I can leave. And then off on the two sides here, these are just like fake walls basically. So it just blocked everything off. I think off on the sides here like this, we'll have the tunnels that'll go to the individual rooms for the different items. So I want to pick and choose what items I have. Those aren't lined up, but that's fine. I'll fix that later. I can go off to whichever direction I need to go to for the specific item that I need. So I think all that'll work out okay. I went with stone buttons here, but I think I need to switch that out for wood buttons, because I hate that you can't see them at all on stone. I think that's going to work out really well. So we just got to throw in a bunch of circuitry behind here, fill out some more, and figure out what items we want here. I still haven't really figured out what all items I want to have available in this bulk resource, because this isn't obviously going to be everything. So I'll have to go through and figure that out to begin with. We'll just see how much room we have and how things go. But yeah, I guess we're going to go ahead and get started on this, and we'll see what this looks like once we make some more progress. Do you know that meme, the profit meme? Step 1, X. Step 2, question mark. Step 3, profit. G+, what an odd topic diversion from the last conversation you were having. I'm sensing the project isn't going well. Am I sensing a I quit version 2? Shut up. No, you're not. Anyway, do you know that meme? The profit meme. I should really learn from that. I keep making the same... I don't want to say mistakes, because that hurts. But I keep finding myself in similar situations where okay, let's talk about the project. It's going great. Lots of blocks down. Things are moving along really well. These empty gaps here are where shulker boxes should be. There's some shulker boxes here to be TBD to be dispensed. And things are just in general going really good with it. But let's talk numbers, okay? What I have here are two, what would you call these? Two cells, two units, two, slices? Sections. Sections is a good word. I'm going to go with that. What I have here is two sections of the shulker dropper part of this storage system, right? And each of these has a total of 8 spots for a shulker. So each one of these could store a quickly retrievable shulker box for 8 different items, which is great. I've got 16 different things, right? Wonderful. Yay. And they're mostly functional, to be honest. But let's continue our theme of numbers. Let's count how wide these are. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're 4 blocks wide, which isn't terrible. I knew this when I first designed it. And yeah, it's not terrible. It's not great, I wouldn't say, but I wouldn't say that it was terrible either. So let's look at this here. Well, now we're downstairs at our button selection panel. I have these 2 sections set up right above us here. One would come down here, another would come down here. I might combine those in the future. I don't leave myself much room to work with, so probably not, but I might. The idea being that these buttons right here, these 8 buttons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, would all feed up to this, what did I call them? Section above us here. Let's do some more counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. That section of buttons is 4 blocks wide. That's the same. Yay! It all fits together. It's perfect. It's almost like I planned it that way. I didn't. I don't plan ahead. But it's almost like I did. Now, why does that become a problem? This output right here, right? This is from one of the buttons that would go to this section on the... Hello, Stone. This section, as I so eloquently called it, right here. So this would need to go up over here somewhere. It doesn't really make a difference which one it goes to, but we need to go to one of those. Okay, well, so you just run the signal. You somehow split it off from the others that it's literally right next to. So we would end up with something along these lines. Now, obviously, there's a little bit more eloquent of a solution that I could determine here, but for example's sake, this is fine. And it would feed through like this, go over the hoppers. It runs along them, but plus when this is activated, these are gonna be locked. It's a button, dude. It's a button. It's not gonna be on forever. So I digress. Anyway, and it would dispense this shulker right here. But plus it fits, it looks good, and everything works perfect. You're a genius. It's a brilliant solution. I don't see the problem here. Well, there's 8 more that need to go from the front of this to right here. And I remember there's more, right? There's a whole other section here that would need to get hooked up. Theoretically, right here. And so, where would that go? Even still, right here, I don't have a whole lot of room in which to squeeze those in. Like the next section, get out of the way. The worst. The next section would have to be like, right? Oh, you monkey. Back here. The next section would have to go right here. No, not even right here. Or something like that. Somewhere around there it would have to go. After some wizardry here, splitting up these 8 sections right here. I'm not saying that there's not a solution. I just don't know it yet. I guess the moral of the story is don't start on step 1 without understanding the question mark that is step 2 that's in the way of your step 3 profit. Hopefully this helps someone else, because knowing it is sure not going to help me in the future. All right. All joking aside, I think the solution to this problem is actually a fairly simple but humbling one, at least for the time being. And that's just reducing the size of this. I wanted to have a bunch of different, options that you could select from, because I think it would be really cool, and I still do think that'd be really cool. But a more practical option might be just to have a few. I mean, even still here, we have 16 items that can be bulk dropped off to us, essentially. And to be honest, I had a hard time coming up with other things to fill in anyway, right? So, I mean, maybe the thing for the time being is just go with these 16 items here. And if I find that there's one that I'm not using, like smooth stone or something, or granite, I can just replace it in the future. It's not that big of a deal. Now, potentially in the future, there are other solutions as well. I'm sure there's some very clever redstoning I could do to make this setup work the way that it is. I'm not that clever of a redstoner, though. Redstoner? Sure. I'm not that clever of a redstoner, though. So I don't think that I could actually solve that, to be completely honest. For now, the solution that we're going to go with is just chopping down the scale of the project to something more manageable for the time being, right? So I'm going to cut it down to just these 16 items here in the middle. And we're going to move forward with the project like that. So this is going to be our grand button selection panel here. And I think that's still just fine. So let's take a look at the project as it actually currently sits right now. And then I'll continue to do some work on it here. I'll have to take out these repeaters here, but that'll be fine. So as I was saying before, everything is basically set up with all of this, and the shulker box is in place. Let me actually see. What button was this? This was just this top left one here. Okay. So that would be that. Okay. So that would represent. Oh, I need. Right. That probably didn't do anything. That shulker should still be in there. This needs to have a monostable circuit attached to it. All right, quick and dirty monostable circuit installed here. Let's give that another go. Perfect. Okay. So, and I'll do that again just for the effect of showing how everything actually works. So as you can see, there's a new empty shulker that would have been dispensed here. That the items, whatever this would have been, oak planks, I believe, is what's on the board. Could then get fed into this new shulker box to be fed up for when we need another shulker of it. All right, so this is what feeds down the shulker boxes. So that now has additional shulkers that it can dispense there. So let's actually throw some items in there. All right. Oh, perfect. I have some oak planks. Perfect. So those will get fed into there. That would represent my bulk storage for oak planks. And then I would stand here. I would say I want that. There's supposed to be blocks there. The system is just unfinished. And I received my shulker with 18 oak planks in it. Perfect. And now, you want to back up. There it. Ah. Right. Wait, what? Well, that's a problem. That did not release a thing there. Huh, I wonder why that is. Well, alright, let's take a look at that. Oh. No, I know why. Okay, yes, that actually makes sense. Because there wasn't... Okay, yeah, that does make sense. So this dispenser was already empty. It had dispensed the shulker that I had given it. So that was already empty. That was already sending a signal. When these are empty, they send a signal up this redstone chain. Oh, to request a new shulker. And that should feed down. But because this had already dispensed and the shulker was already missing, when I placed those shulkers in there, or when it requested it, there were no shulkers in there because I hadn't placed them in this chest yet. So it didn't have anything to feed down when the monostaple strike triggered. So let's try this again now, and that should actually work correctly. All right, so oak planks, please. Yeah, I know. Put that back. Okay, and we got our shulker box with our 18 oak planks. And back up here, a new shulker has been dispensed here that is empty and would be getting filled with the new ones as they come through. I'll break that real quick and fall through. That was on purpose. I just needed the exercise. And we should see that shulker box has been replaced from the one that was up top. So everything is actually working correctly. I think this side is done. Ooh. Perfect. Yeah, I think actually all 8 of this this segment over on this side is finished. So let's drive me crazy. I guess let's give this a bit of a try. I don't remember which button goes to which thing. Oh, and there's supposed to be a block right there. Ooh. Nailed it. Okay. Let's give this a try. So I think the bottom one was this one. So no, this isn't going to dispense anything on the first one. It's just going to spit out that shulker. So that I believe is working okay. All right, so that was that one. Okay. Good. Did that dispense a stone brick? Well, let's have a look at that. It's really hard to get to, isn't it? Wait, hello? That didn't work. Aha! Yes, it did. Alright, why did you spit that block out? Alright, so that's been cleared up there. So now if we try that again, we should get... Wait, did we? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, we got another shulker there. Okay. I think the pattern goes the same way here. Why can I not? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. We did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Huh. Okay, we got the one on top. And the topmost one. Okay, let's take a look at that middle-ish one, see what happened there. Maybe the line's not connected in some way. No. Ooh. That seems to be okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Please let me up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Needs a 16 there. Okay. So this would then need to be a repeater. Get that back. I can't. Okay. Let's give that another go. But first, there we go. I knew I had one more that was pretty much empty. This should be empty. Yes, it is. That one. Yes. Okay. So those are all filled. So all of those have been dispensed there. Yes. Okay. Got it. Excellent. And it got replaced. Excellent. Love it. Oh, this system is really cool. Huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? Yes, okay. 7. Perfect. 8. I love it. Oh, I love it. It works so good. There's a bit of a longer delay than I want on that last one, but at this point, it's fine. I mean, it's less than a couple seconds, you know. I'm not going to really complain about it, even though I just complained about it. All right, guys, but I think that's all we're going to have time for today. This project's taken a lot longer than I intended it to, but I'm really, really happy with how it's coming along and the progress that we are making with this. Next episode, we are going to work on getting these actually filled. I'll probably have this side completed. I'll probably go through and, you know, complete all the redstone on that side between episodes here. And so that should be finished next time. We'll have our full 16 item mass storage request system functioning. It's a few seconds. There's a few seconds delay there, but that's not bad. I mean, to be fair, that's really not bad. So yeah, the 16 item mass storage request system should be all functioning by the end of the next episode. And then we can start on the various rooms for the individual items. So we'll have like a room for all the wood here, as well as other wood items. Like we'll have just a generic room for wood things that'll have half the items in the system for each of these 6 wooden items, and then all the other various wooden items that I'll need to put in my storage system. And we'll go through and do all the rooms for these as well. And things should start to take shape for our storage and sorting system. But anyway, guys, as I said, that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you very much for hanging out with me today. I'm really, really happy with the progress that we made, and I will catch you guys in the next episode. Oh, I almost forgot. If you liked the video, well, like the video. It helps. If you really liked it, consider subscribing. And follow me on Twitter, maybe. Yeah, I'll put my Twitter down in the description. Follow me on Twitch as well. Yes, I do stream some various things. I streamed clearing out all this lava here. It was fun. Yeah. Bye. Bye. Bye.